Hey guys, and welcome back to the Grow Like a Mother podcast. It's my birthday today, and I wanted to hop on and just do a little solo episode because I haven't done that in a really long time. If you've been with me, gosh, over the course of the 4 years that this podcast has been running, you'll notice that it shifted a little bit from mostly solo episodes to guest episodes. Most, you know, front and foremost, I'm doing a lot of guest interviews right now and bringing you guys other voices and other perspectives and other topics that I'm not an expert on, but that I'm curious about and that I think you guys are curious about too. And obviously, the podcast is still going, you're still listening. So it shows me that we're on the same wavelength there with wanting to learn and grow. But I do miss talking to you just one on one and sharing what's been going on and how things are going with me and the business. And so I thought I would hop on today, since today is all about me, and share a little bit about what's been happening, the direction the business is going, a little bit of vulnerable truths and life updates and that type of thing. So if you're here for that, stick around. If that doesn't interest you, hop on to another episode. There are so many here. We are, I think, over 250 episodes now. So lots and lots to dive into. And please make sure you go back to like season one, season two, season three. There are so many episodes that have been absolutely incredible on a variety of topics, anything you can think of. So definitely worth a scroll back if you are new to the show or just want to catch up. What can I tell you? So it's June 18th today. That's my birthday. I'm 39. And I feel like in my newsletter, I reflected back on the decade that has passed. There has been so much change in my life and growth in the last 9 years. And I'm a completely different version of myself than I was on this day when I turned 30. I was a mom and a stepmom, and I have separated from a relationship, started a new relationship. I have had a few different corporate jobs, a few different tries at entrepreneurship. I've gone through the pandemic and some really serious depression, anxiety, OCD in the postpartum years, some crazy health stuff, a car accident that really should have killed me and the babies. Thank God, not. I've moved twice. There's been a complete shift in my spiritual awakening, development, whatever you call it. The business has taken a completely different shape to what it started out as. And I'm really proud of all the changes that have been happening and the life that I'm building, even though it's been a bit of a wild ride. There's been, even just this past month, a lot going on. We've got birthdays from the kids, Father's Day, my birthday, it's end of school. So we've got all the birthday parties and the field trips and the theme days, and organizing all that for all the kids has been crazy. My son crashed his bike into a parked car. He's fine. The car was not fine. I'm now kind of in a bit of a battle with the owner of that vehicle about the cost of repairs and all of that. And it turns out to be a lot. So my 8-year-old who caused the damage has been raising money and trying to take responsibility for his actions, which is so cool because he was so responsible about the whole thing. I was really proud of him with how he handled it. But I think that crash caused an injury to his knee. Now he's got a sprained knee, can't walk. He's in a brace sleeve thing. So he's out for a little bit. We're going for a second set of x-rays. He also has this crazy cough situation. He had to have chest x-rays. So he's all x-rayed up. We're actually going to the dentist, so he'll have more x-rays. So radiation on the little man all over the place. My car has had a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if it's the astrology or what's going on in the stars, but I had a flat tire and then I got dicked around by the dealership. And then it was just literally 3 weeks of back and forth with car stuff. And it's that on top of everything. And then of course, my kid's dad had some knee surgery. So the kids, he hasn't been able to watch them. For the past 3 weeks, they've been with me, which is not our typical, and we, settled into the routine just fine. But when things are different, the kids get a little squirrely, and so do I. And I get a lot less sleep when they're here. So, been dealing with trying to be a present, positive parent for the whole time that I am really just, I kind of fell out of practice of taking care of myself. So really remembering what it's like to be full-time parents and in the shoes of some of you guys who are listening. So it was a really nice opportunity to get reminded about that. But my time has shifted dramatically over the past month on how I've been spending it and what I've been able to accomplish or not, where I've had to let the ball drop or bounce. And it's going to shift again because we're heading into summer. So we have 2 more weeks of school, then it's summer vacation. There's camps. There are weeks where there's no camps. I don't know if my little guy is going to be able to do anything. If his knee is not better, we'll find out. But all this to say, as seasons shift, sometimes quickly, sometimes over a decade, the the way that you spend your time shifts, the things that are important to you shifts, and for me, it's shifting a little bit in the business. So, what I'm going to be doing, this podcast will remain the Grow Like a Mother podcast, but it will have less guests. And the guests who come on will be talking to us specifically about time management, energy management, productivity, rest, that type of thing, right? How do we make our hours work for us in a way that really sustains us and fills us and allows us to grow while being the best version of ourselves in all of the roles that we have to and want to play? So the guests will be more focused on that sort of realm of topics. I'll do a lot of solo episodes. I'm going to be gearing up to release the very first version of the Time Magic Planner. I have my little, if you're watching, you'll be able to see, I have my little like, got it at the store copy of like, I'm going through it and making all the notes so we can finalize the design and get it available to you guys for sale. There's been a lot of people who are interested in checking it out and getting on the wait list and that type of thing. And so it's a very exciting project. I have been working on it for over a year and it's finally coming to fruition. So a lot of the episodes that I'm going to be recording in the next little while are going to be linked up to that and explaining my time management framework that I've developed over the years and that I coach people on and that I teach on in corporate and in schools and at different events. I've been doing a lot of speaking, both in person and virtually in communities and groups. And I just want to really take some time on this podcast to give you guys the back end framework. Like what is time magic all about? Where did it come from? How do I look at things differently? If you haven't had a one-to-one with me, you don't know necessarily the ins and outs of how it's different and why it works so well. So I'm going to be doing a lot of solo episodes explaining time management from my perspective, sharing with you the way that I do my weekly planning. If you want to get it in a seasonal planner, I'll have those available. But if not, I want to explain it to you so you can sort of implement this on your own without spending any money. Of course, if you want a planner, I'm going to have them available. They're going to be so cool. And they're seasonal planners. So it's 3 months, and you can really get a lot accomplished in 3 months, but it doesn't have to feel like you're dragging on. I don't know about you guys, but when I get a planner, I'm so excited. And then about 3 months in, I get bored of it, or I'm like, there's too much white out here. So many things have changed. I've changed. I don't want to be beholden to the way that I felt or the way that things were when I first started this planner. I'd like to start fresh, but then I feel guilty because there's the rest of the planner to fill out, and I'm not one to go and spend money if I don't have to. And so I kind of stick with the planner for a year, but it just feels very restrictive. And so I'm excited to offer this seasonal planner. And the different things that you'll find in there will be new to a lot of you. So there's a lot of explanation that I need to give to be able to allow you to use it to its fullest potential. You can use this thing however you want, but if you are curious to know all the ins and the outs and the magic touches, if you will, I'm going to great lengths to record some videos and give you, written content to explain it and help you follow along and give you some examples and photos and things like that, because I want to make sure that if this is something that you're interested in doing and sort of tailoring your time management and your planning to your life in a way that feels flowy and productive and brings you rest and fun and all of the things. If you want to be conscious of the way that you're spending your time so that you have a life that you like, and can look back on and be proud of, that you have that information. So this podcast is going to be focused on providing that type of information, providing some back story, some tools and research and things like that. Plus the guest episodes of really interesting, cool people who are working in the time management, energy management, rest, productivity, burnout, self-care space. So I'm very excited about the direction that it's going. And I don't know if the episodes will continue to be twice a week, perhaps once a week. We're going to see how things go. I'm going to be very busy with getting the planner into the world and want to really focus a lot of my love and energy there and making it the best possible product I can for you because it has so much potential to really change lives. And I'm really, really excited about it. So, anyways, if you haven't heard about it and you're interested, I'll put the link in the show notes so you can get on the wait list and sort of check out what the planner is all about. And I think that's kind of my update. Honestly, I don't have anything earth-shattering for you guys, but I wanted to check in and just let you know how much I appreciate you for being here, for being part of this community, for tuning in. Whether it's twice a week, once a month, or maybe you just found me, but I'm so happy that you did. And I know that as we implement these different ideas and tools and shift things in small ways, we can really make a big impact in how our life unfolds. It doesn't have to be stressful. Yes, we have obligations. Yes, we have lots of things on our plate. Yes, the mental load is crazy. And there's always an opportunity to make it feel a little bit more spacious, to make it feel a little bit lighter, and still get everything done that you want and need to get done. So that is my goal always. And creating time magic is the way that I do that with the framework. So I'll sign off. As always, if there's anything you want to hear about or any questions you have, please reach out. You can leave me, if you're listening on Spotify, you can leave a comment, or if you're on Instagram, you can shoot me a note over there. Of course, the handle is Grow Like a Mother. I have a new second account, Lifetime Management, that you can reach out for all things time management related. So make sure you're following both. And if you're on the email list, you're going to get even more in-depth deep dives into this work, and you are always so welcome to reply and email me directly. I am a real person on the other end, and I love talking with you and helping you. So reach out if it feels like you want to be connected further. That would be my pleasure to be able to serve you deeper and just hear your feedback. So thank you again for being here. Go check out some of the other episodes, and I can't wait to check in with you next time you talk to me. I will be into my next year of life. And we'll see if anything is different. All right, until next week, keep on growing like a mother.